Roger. I had the pleasure of teaching these people through their level 1. They were all very, very funny people when they came to my class, and then I stripped that away. And I crushed their souls and hampered them with rules that don't matter. But we are room for improvement. And I'll let them introduce themselves, starting over here.
I'm Max.
I'm Jeff.
Stevie.
Ian.
I'm Christy.
Jim.
There we go, baby. So thank you, Steve. And then I have Jared, my fantastic TA over here, taking pictures. We're going to be playing a lot of short form games similar to what you've seen on like Whose Line Is It Anyways, but this will be different because you know these people, or you might get to know, or you can know the people on Whose Line. I don't know. You guys may be swanky, fancy Hollywood people, just in and out all the time. The first game we're going to play is called Professor Know-It-All. I need 3 groups, or 2 groups of 3. And what's just going to happen is they're going to be able to answer any of your questions that you have because they are each professors who know it all, but they can only answer one word at a time. And to get us started, I'll let them introduce themselves. Professor, your name is?
My
Aloysius.
Alabaster.
is
Cool.
Jay.
Crocodile.
Yes. So his Aloysius Alabaster is Cool J Roproprof. He does not go to a normal university. He learns on the streets and through life experiences. Over here on this side, though, we have another professor who often disagrees with Professor Roproprof. Professor, what is your name?
Hello.
My
Name is
Professor
De La Von
Furstenberg.
the 158.
Of course, Professor, the famous Professor De La Hoff, Furstenberg, the 158. I mean, we've all read all of his books. We all went to school. Big hand for them. Yes. And so now these professors will be able to answer any questions you have about life, the universe, Skittles, whatever you guys want to know about. Any questions from the audience here?
Where do babies come
Where do babies come from? So often we get this question, and so often there's opposing answers. So we'll see how this goes. Professor, where do babies come from?
Babies.
Come.
from?
Walmart.
No, it literally says baby section. It's not that hard to figure out. You walk right to the baby section and buy it from Walmart. Keep the receipt in case you want to return. But this professor, De La, believes baby come from a different place. Professor?
They.
Come from
Special.
institutions
like
Universities.
and
Starbucks.
Yes. Let's go to a special institution. Earn a degree, order a latte, and then you may get your baby. Classic. Birds and bees and Starbucks. Any other questions for the professors?
what's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? We all know it, but why not just go ahead and go through it? We'll start on this side this time. Professor, what's the meaning of life?
If
You
Perceive.
all
numbers,
Equally.
then
you
Have.
extraordinary
perception.
If you perceive all numbers equally, you never have to do math because everything equals each other. And so therefore, life is a joy and you have perceived your way out of the mundane and balancing checkbooks. Professor, I believe you have a different meaning to life. What is meaning to life?
The
meaning
life.
is
Once
You.
become
a
Snowboarder.
you
rip curls
And
rip
snow.
then
you
No
the
snow
means
everything.
Yes! To truly know the meaning of life, you must become a snowboarder and get some gnarly snow and crash a few times and bleed into that snow and then realize we're all one. We're all snow. The snow is a white blank sheet and I carve myself upon it. And that's what life is. That's exactly what life is. All right, one final question for Professor Know-It-All. It could be anything. Oh, someone raised their hand.
What's the best M&M flavor?
What's the best M&M flavor? You know how M&Ms come in so many different flavors? What's the best of the M&M flavors, Professor?
Green
Coatings.
In
the
Purple.
Cosmos.
can
Deliver.
Expansive.
experiences.
Okay. It's really based upon which cosmos you're in. If you're in the purple cosmos, you want to eat the green ones. They're delicious. But they have to be complementary colors. So just figure out which cosmos you're in, and then you can eat that flavor. And that's your favorite flavor. I mean, it's really simple when you think about it. But Professor, I believe that you disagree with that answer. So
Actually,
Chocolate.
Is.
my
Favorite.
Color.
of
Peanuts.
And.
that
Is
Never.
a
bad.
Thing.
okay. What's best is to know exactly what you're getting. So if you're having a peanut M&M, but it's chocolate colored, you know what that taste is going to be before you can prepare your body for it, prepare your taste buds for it, and there's no surprise. And that's truly the best flavor. Thank you so much, Professor. All right, the next game we're going to play is a game called Columns. For this game to work, I need 2 audience volunteers who are willing to say one word at a time. Okay, there's a hand raise and there's a hand raise. So come onto the stage if you do not mind. Big hand. Pen?
Yes.
Big hand for Pen, everybody. Big hand for Austin, everybody. Have a seat. This is a game for Max and Christy. They will be conducting a scene, and occasionally they'll lead into an area where they need someone to fill in the blank, and you guys will be filling in the blank. You do not have to make it make sense. They have to make it make sense. So if they're like, I had a nightmare the other night where I was surrounded by
Bunnies.
bunnies. So many bunnies, they cuted me to death. And we'll move on from there. To make it easier on you guys, I'm just going to sign you with one letter of the alphabet, and all your words must come from that letter. So what's a letter of the alphabet that's not Q or Z or X?
R.
R. Austin, you get R.
Arr.
Technically starts with an A, but I'm letting it pass. For Finn, a letter of the alphabet.
G.
N.
O. There's
O.
O is what you're going to get. You can do O, and it actually counts that time. All right. For Christy and Max, let's give them a place to be that has a lot of bells and whistles, or a lot of things to interact with. Something with a lot of doodads.
Science museum.
Science museum. So old sciencey stuff. You're in there and your old museum-y, sciencey stuff. Let's get into interesting starting positions. That's pretty interesting. All right. And the game will start after 3, 2, 1.
Well, we're at the Science Museum. Can't believe you dragged me here. It's so much fun to be at the Science Museum, especially with my best friend, Finn.
Well, thank you. Thank you,
Richard?
Richard. Thank you, Richard. I
That is my
appreciate
name.
that. Thank you, Richard. I just know how much you love science. And these exhibits, they're so hands-on. It's freaky how hands-on they are.
Yeah, but I don't think you're supposed to touch that.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think, yeah, okay.
All right.
You're right.
So let's just go over to the exhibit that has the
Oranges.
oranges.
Okay.
They're so tasty and citrusy.
I love how they're right on the tree.
Right?
That's
Only at the Science Museum can they grow a tree indoors. It's kind of
Can you eat? Well, first, they have a funny smell. They smell like.
reflective tape.
Smell this. Reflective. Are you
That
reflective tape?
that is definitely reflective tape. I've smelled reflective tape before. Reflective tape.
Well, oh. The reflective tape sticking the oranges to the tree.
Oh!
Okay.
Scientists. Anyway, so we've gone to the reflective tape orange exhibit, so let's try another exhibit. Which one? We should go to the
Oculus.
Oculus exhibit,
Oculus.
which obviously we know what that is. So let's just head over.
Okay, so now we're at Oculus.
Oh, that's so cool.
I tell you, it reminds me a lot just to look at it. It reminds me of
Ripples.
ripples.
That,
Ripples, like the ocean, ripples, the universe, just ripples.
like Stephen Hawking.
Like Stephen
Tie it all
Hawking.
together with the
Like
science.
Stephen Hawking. This science museum is very sciencey.
I feel when I started, I knew nothing about science, and now I think I get it.
Science.
But-
Should we do one more?
One more exhibit. I think we should go to the
Orifice.
orifice.
Scared? Let's go to the orifice.
And obviously, it's always hands-on. So. Wow, this is so gross.
This orifice, I tell you, it's definitely making me think of
Ripping.
ripping.
Okay, you insist. You want to rip it? You can rip it.
All right, away.
You rip that. In pieces. It is ripped.
Well, gosh, I don't know what else to do here at the museum.
Well, let's just ask our friendly neighborhood helper here, and he just told me that we should go to the
Orangutan.
orangutan.
Perfect.
You
I
know,
love
they're
the
just
orangutans.
apes. You know, what could be better than apes?
And they let you pet these orangutans.
Yeah, they do.
So here we go. This orangutan. Oh, it's got its
Watch
name.
out, it just bit my hand.
Oh no. This orangutan.
Wait, I'll get a. So much pain.
That's like the hands. Big hand for Austin. Big hand for Ben. Thank you guys. The next game we're gonna play is called Bell Game or Change. It is a game for Jim and Ian. Come out here. So the way this game, yes, thank you. The way this game's gonna work is they're gonna be talking. They'll say something. Say anything you want.
Blue.
And I'll be like, that's wrong. And then I'll ring a bell and you'll have to say something else.
Orange.
Oh, yeah, and that works out better. It'll be funnier when we give them a place to be. So for these two, they have a specific occupation, a dangerous occupation that's not underwater welding. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but a different dangerous occupation.
Trapeze artist.
What's that?
Trapeze artist.
Trapeze artist is exactly right. You guys are trapeze artists. You're going to be on the trapeze arching. So you're trapeze artists. Let's get in an interesting starting position. Okay, that checks out. And the scene starts in 3, 2, 1.
Well, Emily, are we ready to try this most dangerous trick of our career?
Yes, Anthony, I believe we are.
Emily, Anthony, those names sound familiar.
There are names. And who better than us to attempt the triple-double 720 McTwist with bacon? The triple-double 720 McTwist with fried egg. The triple-double cosmic beef burger with a side of politics and strange hair growth. The side of bacon with a deep-fried double twist backflip and a plaid gainer.
I know we're supposed to be practicing the trick, but now I'm really hungry.
Me too.
And besides, which one of us is supposed to do the trick?
Oh, that's the gimmick. We figure it out in midair. You ready?
Am I
Doesn't matter. let's go ahead anyway.
No, different reaction to Are You Ready?
Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Of course I'm ready. I wore my brown underwear.
Let's rock and roll.
3, 2, 1.
Different way to count down.
Ein, zwei, A, B, C, G. Sure.
On a count of sure. Sure.
Different trick. Different trick. One more trick.
For a first try, and a second, and a third, and a fourth. That was really good.
That was delightful. That was rapturous. That was erotic.
I'm a little excited.
Brilliant jam. Brilliant. All right, the next game we're going to play is for Jeff and Stevie. For this, I need 2 volunteers from the audience that, okay, there's one right there, that will move them about. We're playing posable, so I need another. Yes, please. You can. Well, up this way?
Up.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Your name?
Christian.
Christian? Your name?
Lena.
Lena. Big hand for Christian and Lena. The only reason I prefer to is because you are going to move Stevie's body like she's a puppet or action. You will do the same for Jeff. You guys, if you want to lift the arm up, you lift the arm up. If you want them to step forward, touch the back of the leg, step back, touch that way. They cannot move unless you move them. They will be trying to have a scene with each other, but they cannot move unless you guys move them, that kind of thing. And so to get us started, what's the suggestion of a complex action? Something you have to do a lot of steps in order to
Anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylactic shock. One of you is an anaphylactic shock, and the other one is trying to save their life. So they can't move their heads, they can't move anything unless you guys move it. I'll let you guys put them in a position. To you means anaphylactic shock.
Who's in shock?
You guys get to choose. So just start moving the bodies about. Just pick anything. I refuse to start until they're in a different position. There we go. That's exactly right. That's just every medical textbook I've ever read shows that for anaphylactic shock. So the scene's going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Woe is me! I believe I'm going into anaphylactic shock.
Did you eat a peanut?
Yes, I believe I did.
Oh no!
Can you please help me?
Yes, yes.
I have an EpiPen in my pocket.
I wish I could grab it.
Here it is. I got it.
Okay.
I just need to inject it into my leg. Oh, thank God. I'm saved.
You look so much better. So much better.
That was really scary. I thought I was a goner for sure.
I was so
And
worried.
you were left.
You left your EpiPen on the ground.
You were less than helpful.
Okay. Now, come up. You're okay. You're right. Should we call an ambulance?
That's more like it. You're not very good at this.
I'm a little stiff today. I don't know.
Which I'm very surprised because you are a doctor. You don't exactly have the skills.
I'm a doctor?
Yay! Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you for your help. Thank you for not breaking my players. Thank you so much. You guys ready for our final game? All right. The final game is conducted story. So I need all my players in a line. They're really scared of you guys. How about we move that line forward? There we go. Now everybody's in line. What they're going to be doing is they're all going to tell a story together, but I'm going to give each of them a different genre in which to tell the story. So to start off, what's a genre of film?
Zombie.
Zombie film. You get zombie film is exactly what's going to happen. What's a genre of music?
Jazz.
Jazz. You up with jazz? Yeah, you are.
Sure.
A genre of performance art. Professional wrestling. Professional wrestling. You got that all day. All right. And back over here, let's. What is like one of your fondest memories from childhood?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. You got Chuck. Oh, Max has got Chuck E. Cheese. All right, here we go. What is something that you've always feared?
Chandeliers.
Chandeliers. So anything to do with chandeliers, we want to do it. And finally, an object that you've held in your hand today.
A 3DS.
A human heart. I feel like you are a liar.
It's metaphorical.
Metaphorical human heart. Romance. Romance is what you'll get. All right. We're going to give them what's the scariest animal you can think of?
Cats.
Ferret.
Ferret. We're going to go with ferret. The scariest animal you can think of is a ferret. What's the cutest name you can think of?
Leroy.
What?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. So this is a story about Fluffy the ferret. And the Fluffy the ferret is on an epic quest to go and learn something about he or she self. What are they going to learn?
Spanish.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. So Fluffy the ferret on an epic quest to learn chemistry. You guys ready? Feel this. And this story, like all stories, start with
Once upon a time.
We will tell the story of Fluffy the ferret and the zombies. Fluffy was out on an epic quest, trying to discover the meaning of love, the meaning of relationships. But that's difficult when you're about to get your face eaten.
Skibidi-bop-bop. But Fluffy was still feeling cool, even in the middle of his quest. He knew he needed to find out more, but he just was feeling mellow from the vibe.
All his friends thought that he was too mellow to possibly survive a zombie invasion, said that he needed another skill set. Maybe something like wrestling. Maybe professional wrestling. You need a lot of dexterity and acrobatics to survive zombie apocalypse. So Fluffy the ferret began studying professional wrestling videos, learning how to suplex and backflip and all those other pile-driving techniques, in an attempt to learn how to surmount the attacking zombies and save some space for jazz and self-understanding in the meantime.
There's so much going on with Fluffy and his hobbies. And he just needed a break sometimes and just to forget it all and he wanted to relax. So he went to Chuck E. Cheese with his best friends, all the rabbit gang, all the ferret gang rather. And they just relaxed. They drank some cool family beverages and ate some pizza, and they needed quarters, and they were on a quest to get quarters.
So Fluffy went to the lighting store next door. And he realized, I need a new chandelier. My other chandelier is too high. I can't reach it with my little ferret arms. I can't clean it. I need a lower chandelier, a ferret-sized chandelier.
And then under the light of the chandelier, he looked and he saw a female ferret. And he said, "What is your name?" And she said, "Fluffina." And he said, "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Would you like to come with me back to Chuck E. Cheese?" And then they were feeling the vibe together. Fluffy and Fluffina. He said, "Do you feel that beat, man? Do you dig
get that vibe? And Fluffina said, oh yeah, I do. And then they went back into Chuck E. Cheese.
And that's when they encountered the flesh eaters. There is no place on earth worse to encounter flesh eaters than at a jazz Chuck E. Cheese.
Fluffy ran out the door, back to the lighting store. He jumped on the chandelier, and he could see the flesh eaters coming in the door, and he laughed.
As they began to circle him, he wondered if there was any way he could possibly get down to survive, when suddenly he noticed, walking into the lighting store, his hero, The Undertaker. Legendary professional wrestler and arguably the best one to choose in the zombie apocalypse. And he had a whole sock full of Chuck E. Cheese tokens ready to go.
And then, instead of fighting, they went back to Chuck E. Cheese to check out the entertainment, which happened to be robot ferrets, of all things. And they were confused and surprised.
But he had realized that he had left his poor Fluffina back in the lighting department, and he said, my heart is breaking, I have to go back for my love.
Meanwhile, Fluffina and The Undertaker had taken up a conversation.
So Fluffy walks in, he sees this is upsetting to him. He runs back to the Chuck E. Cheese where the jazz is playing, because the band that's playing is playing jazz. There's saxophones going. He's feeling better. Fluffina?
Fluffina was obviously feeling better too.
She was feeling better because she remembered that she was originally set out to learn chemistry. And they tied it all together at the Chuck E. Cheese, which was a coincidence of all things.
And so they lived happily ever